like for 3-4 years. So some of the things that I've gotten to learn I've tried virtually all e-commerce, Amazon, Etsy, eBay. I've tried everything. Tried Shopify, tried my own personal website. One thing I would advise anybody that wants to go into e-commerce, it's two ways. E-commerce goes in two ways. You can create your platform by yourself on Shopify or your own, maybe put your own resources together, all that, or you can go via platforms like Amazon and the rest of them. They all have their pros and their cons. For example, if you're gonna go on Amazon, at least you won't have those challenges that I faced when I was selling on Shopify. I faced some challenges because these days people don't trust the online space again. That's for a fact. People don't trust it again. It takes time for you to gain people's trust if you are selling on your own personal website. It takes time. You're going to have to do lots of ads. You're going to have to sell lots of unique items. Otherwise, people are just going to look at your item and they're going to go buy it on Amazon. That was what I faced when I was selling on Shopify. I advertise something on Facebook and somebody tells me, hey, is this item available? I will say yes. And the next thing, oh, sorry, I bought it on Amazon. So people kind of see your item and they end up going to buy it on Amazon. So if you want to run your own personal shop, it's always good to say you have unique items all the time, like items that are very unique. You might have normal items, but you cannot. But the item that you're going to be doing marketing on, it has to be unique. Because when people see those items, the first thing that comes to their mind is they want to go check it on Amazon, or they want to go check it on eBay, or they want to go check it on all these other sites. And by the time they check it there, they find it there, they're going to buy it. If they don't find it there, of course, they could come back and buy it from you. So that's one thing. Another thing is, except you are selling like branded items or unique items, like you're selling clothes that people cannot easily find, um, Shopify or personal website, they do come with those challenges. Then what else? Some of the other things that I faced, the cons that I faced from doing business with Amazon was that I made some sales one time on Amazon, and they, for whatever reason, they just held my funds. Like if you're registering on Amazon, the registration is very vague. And as at then, I was a newcomer on Amazon, so it was kind of I didn't understand the whole nuances. So I just placed my ads, I just posted my item and all that. I was making good sales, and out of nowhere, I got a notification that somebody just complained that I was cloning their product, stuff like that. And
Was it
so
true? Was it true that you're cloning the product?
that's why I said Amazon. It's kind of vague because when you're trying to list an item on Amazon, they tell you they just tell you, hey, check if the item is already available. If it's already available, you can list it via the availability, or you can create a new one. So for someone who is a newcomer, you're just gonna think like, okay, since they just told you to check if it's available, so I just checked. I found that the item was there, and I listed it like that. So eventually they said I needed to bring some invoices and all that from where I bought the items and all that. So I gave them the invoices, but they still told me, oh, they needed to do some other verification. So this took some time, but the challenging part was they kind of froze my account. I had a US Amazon and I had a Canada Amazon, and they froze both of them. And during this period, I had sales of over $5,000. And the item that they were kind of holding my money for was less than 1,000. But I had general sales of up to 5 to 6,000. So they held my money like that. So that's the aspect of Amazon that is not very good. So I would advise
So
anybody.
that's the same issue we're talking about, that these guys can wake up and just tell you that you don't comply with their policy. Maybe the system can just red flag you based on one thing or the
Of
other that is
course.
already built into the system. I think it's a common issue that different vendors experience. Of course, like you explained, there is the great side of Amazon. They are the most popular or the most popular e-commerce platform that people
Yeah.
use.
It's
So that's that.
general.
For Shopify, these two platforms, they have different business model. Shopify,
Yeah.
it's a bit similar to you having your own custom website where you decide to run your own thing. But again, you still have to experience limitation based on policy, because these guys are platform service providers, and they have rules. They have business rules that governs, the services they provide to vendors. So I think you've really given me more insight as to why we need to uh, go in the direction of having platforms that will allow us to have full control of what we need to do. But there is the downside to it. Like you said, if you have a personal website, you might have probably in terms of traffic, the trust issue.
Yeah.
And again, if you don't have unique products that people want to say, okay, I can't find this thing elsewhere, I don't have a choice than patronize. I think that's that. But again, the question is, does the benefits of having your own personal website as against using the likes of Amazon, or can you have the best of both worlds? Is it possible for you to probably be on Amazon or Etsy and also still have your own personal website? I think for me, you could have the best of both, even if you get issues with the likes of Amazon, or you've not even shared your experience with Etsy. So what's up with the Etsy stuff?
I also have the same experience with Etsy. The Etsy aspect is a bit different. I was saying on Etsy, and I was doing a kind of model that wasn't purely Etsy recommended. So it was to a degree, it was more like drop shipping, because I couldn't because Etsy's model is they sell around the whole world, and I couldn't be shipping from say USA or Canada to customers in say um, Australia or New Zealand. So what I did was, if I had customers buy items from New Zealand or Australia, I ship them directly from China. I had a partner in China, so I ship it directly from China to them. And by the time this item arrives, sometimes it takes longer, or sometimes the customer feels like, oh, this item did not come from the US. And they kind of make reports or stuff like that. They report to Etsy. And just like you mentioned, because of the fact that you are hosting on a third-party site like Etsy, they do have their own policies. And for them, it's always customers first, not you. You are not the first. As much as it seems like you are making money for them, they still respect the customer more than you. So at the end of the day, they just shut down my account just like that. And the annoying part was that as at the time they shut down my account, I already made, at least I had like 20 to 30 sales. And we're talking about high ticket sales, $500 item, $600 item. So I had about 20 or 30 that I've not even delivered. I've shipped them, but I have not gotten the money because they usually pay you every 2 weeks. So they haven't actually delivered the money to me. So, and I kind of fought them to get my money, but at the end of the day, I didn't get my money back. So those are the disadvantages you get when you do your account, your listings on websites like this. They have the advantages of giving you customers easily because of the trust they've already built for themselves. But they also have disadvantages of they could remove you at any point in time. One. Number two, Amazon does something. If you're having great sales on Amazon, they would clone your item. That's something that in Amazon does. They will just clone your item and start selling it for themselves. So those are their disadvantages on selling on site like that. So like if you're talking about if it's possible to get best of both worlds, of course it is. You can sell on Amazon or Etsy, put in a card in there, and when people buy things, you can give them a discount. Hey, if you buy directly from my website, I'll give you a discount of 30%. Things like that. In that, if you follow that model, it's going to look like you are building the trust. At the same time, you are building your own personal platform. So yes, you can get the benefit of both worlds. And if you have the resources, like what you are trying to bring in, like what Teapot is trying to bring in, or what's the name of your site again? Panly. Like what's
No, no, no,
Panly
no,
is trying.
no. It's not. It's not Panly. It's not Panly. This is Panly is just a fashion brand. We're talking about teapot. All right, it's not Panly.
Okay.
Panly is a different brand.
Because I saw you putting
So
on
maybe
Panly.
no, it's not Panly. Panly is
You
just
you
it's
are
a
you are you are you are a Syria
yes.
entrepreneur.
What is Syria here now? What is Syria? There's nothing Syria here. This is
You have
this is
Panly,
just
you have Teapot, you have everything.
no. I don't have
So
everything. Come on, no, I don't have everything. But
so
on a
anyway,
serious note, but Joel, on a
what I'm
serious
trying to
note,
say
now.
is that if you guys can come in and cover the technical areas, if you can cover the technical areas, it kind of solve half the problem, because like number one, if most e-commerce business persons, what they go through is, number one, they have to figure out the business area by themselves, the technical areas by themselves. So if your business model is to solve that, yeah, I'm sure people can. If I want to go back into the e-commerce world today, right now, I wouldn't want to go on Amazon. No, I wouldn't want to do that again. I would rather have a fresh platform where I can have full control, because like I said, I've suffered those kind of things twice. So I would rather suffer it, build my own from scratch. It might take me longer, but at the end of the day, I'll know my customer is my customer, and nobody's going to clone my item or just take me offline overnight. So yeah,
And
that's my take.
and the good thing is you still have option of going for both worlds. If you want to go
Yeah,
on, maybe you want to use the likes of Etsy and you also, the last time we had this conversation, you mentioned about the important reviews that you had on Etsy. I think that was the thing that caught my attention because you said you had great reviews, customer reviews,
absolutely.
because for you to have gotten those excellent reviews that you had, that means you worked hard to build a reputation, for your brand, then for the business you're running on Etsy. Because one thing, it's difficult for someone to just get on platform and start giving reviews, out of their own free will. That means you must have done something from your build
Yeah,
to ensure that you meet all of. But in the end, what happened? You still got the issue of your account, being deactivated and the like. So, I think that's the takeaway. Uh, what we are trying to really do in summary, I wouldn't want to waste your time. It's what we want to do is just to ensure we are not saying this is the best, this is not the best. All right, we are not here to say we want to build a platform that's just going to, override or take what is already, in the market. So what we are building options. We want to, and also we are building not just an option, we're building, a disruptive option that will put businesses in the driver's seat. All right. You also mentioned the likes of Amazon's having this buyers first approach, but with Teapot, which Teapot is basically we are not dealing with consumers, so we built our model around the philosophy of sellers first. That means we are giving businesses the you know the luxury of running their own show. It's their business, it should be their rules. All right. So you decide where and what to sell to, who to sell to, where to sell to, whatever whatever you want to do, you just do it. So uh that's that. Let me not talk too much around that. So I believe feedbacks like yours would help us to improve, how we would make the e-commerce software as a service landscape more open, because that is really the message we are pushing. We want to make, it very open. All right. So if it is open, businesses can do what they need to do. Even if you already have an existing online presence, you can just do plug and play where you still manage whatever thing without your business disruption or online. So Joel, thanks very much for your
no problem,
time.
bro.
It's always a pleasure getting to get your insights, because I know you now, you've done too many things, and I believe sharing your feedback will help us, because this is not
Absolutely, I
like
can.
it will help us. This is how, what do I call this now? Is it market survey or feedback? What's the right term for this? Trying to get feedback from people who have experiences across different
Yeah, because
e-commerce. What's it called? Is it feedback or survey?
no,
What's it called?
it's feedback. It's feedback. It's the real world feedback. Because it's one thing for you to think of something, it's another thing for you to actually do that thing. When you do it, that's when you actually get to understand the whole nuances of the business. You know, e-commerce is still one of the best business in 2024. That's for sure. That's for sure. And if you get to understand the whole end-to-end solution, you'll succeed. That's for sure. You succeed.
It's
You
all
know.
right, man.
That's it.
Thanks, my man. So we'll
Sajay, take
we'll
care,
take this
man.
conversation offline and we'll still push it up, my guy. Take it easy.